Hannah Dean, a 6'1 junior from Gardner. Brittany Johnson, 5'7 junior from Spokane. And Una Harrington, 5'7 sophomore from Spokane. For head coach Michelle Sayers in her 6th season, assisted by Gary Kurtok, Jamie Solomon, and Joey O'Neill. Saints will wear their road purples with gold shoulders today. White numbers, gold trim. St. Thomas in their home whites because they played last night. Blue numbers with red trim. The Bobcats from Miami Gardens Blue. Let's come back on. And we're just about ready to roll. Brand new floor here at the PE Center. The first new floor since 1971 or so. Big C halo in the middle of the floor, and I mean a big C halo in the middle of the floor. Different shaded colors underneath the basket. You got purple in the lanes and a lighter shade inside the three-point arc. And the halo mascot face is in the free throw lane as well. So the Saints will be going right to left. It'll be Dean tipping it off against Ebony Griffin, 5'10 against Katniss Hannerdine, who is 6'1. And the ball is in the air, and we are underway, and the tip will be controlled by the Saints, Una Harrington. Again, the Saints moving right to left, so Bailey pass in the front court. Dribbles to the right side, opposite of us here. Now comes near side Dowdy. She'll bring it onto the wing in front of the St. Thomas bench for Dean. Dean will drive all the way to the right side of the lane. Little turnaround, 15-footer is no good. Offensive rebound for Una Harrington. Gets it back to Bailey, passed up on top. She'll reset the offense. Now back over to Dean. Dean hit a sweet 18-foot fadeaway with 21 seconds to play against Boise to get the win as Bailey passed the throws up an air ball. Another offensive rebound by Harrington, but she steps on the baseline and gives it back over now to St. Thomas. Saints will come with full court press. Pasta and Johnson as we wait for Sha'Carri Merritt to get her shoe tied. And now it'll be Auguste. Gets it up on top for Brooks. Brooks across the timeline. Now back to Auguste. There's a white bandana. Matches well with the white uniform. The Bobcat spelled out across the chest of St. Thomas. 7 on the shot clock. As Reynes gives it off for Auguste. Free throw line, a little floater high off the glass, no good, and Harrington with a rebound. Her second of the day, and now passed it quickly into the front court. Down the lane, and she turned it over. Double dribble, travel, whatever you want to call it, carry. She just flat out turned it over. So Saints' first turnover of the day. 8:48 to go, opening quarter. No score here at the field trip game at the PE Center. Auguste in the backcourt, facing the pressure. Gets it across half court, but it's stolen away by Hannah Dean. Dean now with a 2-on. She'll take it strong to the hole, and there's the first points of the ball game. Carroll on board first. 8:35 to go in the first quarter. Now Reynes quickly into the front court. Gets it off for Griffin, who leaves it up on top for Auguste to settle down. The Saints open up in a zone. Played a lot of zone against Montana. And that's something you might see a little bit more of here this season. The entry pass inside for Merritt is out of her reach, and it's a turnover on the Bobcats. 2-0 Carroll. 8:14 left here first quarter. And now the Bobcats will come with some backcourt pressure. Harrington gets it to Dean. Dean to Harrington. Across half court. Leaves it for Pasta. Now Dean up on top. Dean makes a move down the right side of the lane. Stops. Kicks it in the far corner for Harrington. Harrington drives. Dishes. And scoops it up and in. It's 4-0 Carroll. Una Harrington on the board. Her first 2 of the afternoon. And Auguste against the pressure almost turned it over. Pass somehow got to Griffin. She misses. And Harrington with another rebound. Una cleaning glass today. Now Pasta stops from 14 is good, and it's 6-0. 7.5 to play here in the opening quarter, and Carroll up 6-zip. Auguste up the near sideline. Lobs it over the head of Harrington. Gets it to Merritt. Merritt free throw line. Drives. Blocked away by Dean, and it comes away into Harrington's hands. Merritt took it right into Dowdy and Dean with the block. BP, 3, no good. And the ball loose out of bounds. That goes off of Dean. Dean got it off of Auguste's leg, so it'll be Saints basketball. 7:04 to go, first quarter. And we're going to get a substitution for the Bobcats as Kristina Bugarski, a 5'11 graduate student from Belgrade, Serbia, checks in. Played her high school ball at the Rock, and I just want to know if she showed up as a freshman in high school, if the principal met her out front and said, "Welcome to the Rock." Students getting into it. This will be the loudest game of the year as the pass inbound tipped out of bounds by Auguste stays with Carroll. 7:04 to play, first quarter. Saints up 6-0 over St. Thomas. Making the long trip from Florida, play 3 games here in Montana. And Harrington having trouble getting it in, and that'll be a 5-second violation. Good defense by the Bobcats, forced the turnover on Carroll. It's the 3rd turnover here on the Saints this afternoon. Inbound Arenas. She'll lob it up ahead to Bugarski. Bugarski has it knocked away from behind by Harrington. Up ahead, Pasta gets it to Dean off of her fingertips out of bounds. Good hustle back by Auguste to force the turnover. That's the 4th of the quarter now on Carroll with 6:53 to play here in the opening quarter. 6-0, Saints in the lead. Auguste, top of the key, drives, leaves it for Bugarski. Left-hander off the back iron, no good. Rebound tipped far side to Arenas. Arenas sweep behind the back dribble, dumps it off for Griffin. Griffin tried to drive, blocked by Dowdy. Back the other way comes Una Harrington. It's a 1-on-3. She'll settle things down and get it off to point guard Bailey Pasta. Over the right side for Hannah Dean. Back to Pasta. Pasta back to Dean. Fakes the 3. She'll drive. She'll put it up. Little awkward on the shot, and it goes out of bounds off of Arenas, so it'll stay with Carroll as Taylor Salonen checks in. 6'1" sophomore from Glacier High. And in for the first time at home, the freshman Christine Denny, 5'9" freshman from Fairfield, Washington, played her ball at Liberty High School, the home of Match Burnham. Saints basketball leading 6-0, 6:10 to play, first quarter. Dean, right side out on the wing for Pasta. Pasta is going to draw the foul on Samara Auguste. That'll be her first and just the first team foul of the quarter on either team. Denny will inbound it. Gets it into Pasta. Saw Denny in the scrimmage as Pasta knocked away from Auguste. Denny, silky, smooth player, freshman. Going to see a lot of playing time this year for Carroll. I'll talk about the other freshman in a second when she checks in. Arenas up on top for St. Thomas. Lobs it down low for Griffin off of her hand. Picked away by Denny. Denny with a 3-on-2. Over the right side for Salonen. She'll back it out. Get it back to Denny. Now Pasta up on top. Now Dean out on the right wing. She'll penetrate. Stripped away from behind by Arenas. She's got a 2-on-1. And it's Arenas. The layup is good. And a foul called as well. So St. Thomas gets their first points. 5:27 to play here in the first quarter. Foul is going to go on Salonen. That'll be her first and the first team foul on Carroll. As Michaela Olson checks in, 5'8" junior from Lewistown, Fergus High. And also true freshman Jaden Lyman, 5'3" freshman from Spokane. Super quick, has an extra gear. And if you've watched Frontier Conference women's basketball the last few seasons, you knew that Kaylin Orlandi out at LC State was fast. Jaden Lyman has an extra gear. Free throw good, so it's 6-3. And Saints turn it over on against the press. That is the 7th turnover now for Carroll here in the first quarter. Coach Sayers not going to be happy about that at all. 5:21 to go in the first. 6-3 Saints. Saints have gone 2.5 minutes scoreless. Auguste to Griffin, down low on the left block. Blocked away by Dean again. And Salonen picks it up. Second block for Dean today. Now Jaden Lyman. Struggled a little bit in her first few minutes in the exhibition games, getting her feet under her. She is a very quick player and has a great jump shot and draws a foul at midcourt on Kayana Brooks. Her first and team foul number 2, and we get our first timeout of the year. 4:45 to play first quarter. It is the Saints 6, the Bobcats 3. Back in a minute. You're listening to Carroll College Basketball on 94.9 ESPN Radio.
The concept of Helena Community Credit Union is simple. It's people helping people, and that's what we aim to do. Whether you're looking for a great rate on a new car loan, could use a little help going through the home mortgage process, maybe you just need a little bit of extra cash for Christmas presents, or that perfect getaway during the holidays. We're here for you. Come see us in person or online at thecu4u.org. Helena Community Credit Union. People helping people.
Style, innovation, and reliability. It's all part of the Subaru 2018 Crosstrek at Placer Motors. With EyeSight driver assist technology, more space inside, more high-strength steel outside, the Crosstrek is ready for the road. The Crosstrek takes you off-road too, with increased cargo space and a bigger rear gate opening. You'll love Crosstrek's great fuel economy in standard or hybrid models. Start your love affair with a Subaru Crosstrek from Placer Motors. Come in for a test drive at Placer Motors.
Halo and Billy the Bighorn tossing T-shirts into the students here at the PE Center on the field trip day. 4:45 to play first quarter. Carroll College leading St. Thomas 6-3. Saints jumped out to a 6-0 lead before St. Thomas got its first points. 5.5 minutes to play in the quarter. Carroll basketball on the floor. Olsen, Salonen, Dean, Denny, and Lyman. And it's Ole just inside the three-point line. Little short off the front iron. Reynes with a rebound. Up ahead to Brooks. Brooks over to the left wing. Reynes fires a triple off the back iron. No good. Rebound tipped out of bounds off of Griffin. And that'll stay or go to Carroll College. St. Thomas plays in the Sun Conference of the NAIA. And it's Salonen. Gets it off to Lyman. Lyman back to Salonen. Salonen left alone. Drives, kick out. Denny. Three ball is good. Christine Denny with her first three as a Saint. And Carroll's up 9-3. And that snaps a 3.5 minute scoring drought for the Saints. Reynes hits it up on top to Auguste. Saints in a 1-2-2 zone. Auguste dribbles right side. Near side of the floor, gets it cross court. Reynes looking to drive, stops and pops from 17, too strong. And Salonen with a rebound to Lyman, who's knocked down from behind by Auguste. And that'll be her second. And third team foul. Michaela Dowdy checks in. Dean checks out. So Hannah, a couple of blocks in the early going here in the field trip game. 3:32 to go in the quarter. Saints up 9-3. Sports Information Director Jarek Walcott just decided to sit down. Nice job getting the kids excited here.
Oh, man, this is just a fun atmosphere.
As Jaden Lyman from 10, her first points, and it's 11-3.
That's a great shot there by the freshman. She's really undersized for those who haven't seen her yet.
Yeah, she's listed at 5'3". She might be 5'1". I'm not tall, and I tower over. It's 11-3 Carroll.
She is a burner. Coach is really excited about her because of plays like that. She almost got a steal right there.
Bugarski with the ball up on top. Gets it over to Reynes with 5 on the shot clock. She'll drive, put it up no good, and Taylor Salonen with a rebound. Salonen's really come into her own here in the first couple of games for the season for the Saints. Now Lyman gets it to Taylor Salonen. Pass down inside Dowdy, who had great position, puts it up off the glass and in.
That was a great dish by Salonen there inside. And like you said, she's been playing great. That game winner against Boise for Hannah, she wouldn't have had that opportunity without a big rebound from Taylor.
Who then got a nice steal at the end of the game.
Yeah, she didn't actually get the steal, but she
knocked it away. Yeah,
and got delayed 10 seconds off the clock, pretty much.
Griffin, no good. Rebound, fought for, and Michaela Olsen comes away with it up ahead of Lyman. Lyman, little scoop shot, no good. Rebounded by Denny. Leaves it up on top for Salonen, who gets it back to Lyman. Now Dowdy out on the right side. Dribbles a couple of times with her right hand. Now leaves it for Salonen. She will fire a 3, and it's good.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful stroke there by Salonen.
Tay with the triple, and it's 16-3 with $1:43 to play. Timeout taken by St. Thomas. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here with it. It's a lot of fun, and you mentioned you're doing a good job getting the 2,300 kids fired up. And it's not, from our angle, you can see it almost full across the way. But behind us, there's kids, too. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, no, it is. Coach Sayers, she really put a lot of work into this. This is kind of her brainchild, her workhorse. She did everything. But, man, it's not hard to get 2,300 kids hyped up when they're missing school. They don't have to be in the classroom working on multiplication tables. They're out here watching college basketball.
That, and they can have snacks. They're all sugared up.
Oh, yeah. No, this is a really fun event, and it goes back to Coach Sayers. It's her brainchild. She did 90% of the work for this.
But a lot of great help from facilities and the staff here at Carroll as we get back to action. Saints up 16-3. Griffin down low, no good, and a whistle, and a late foul called, and that one's going to go on Michaela Dowdy. That'll be her first, team foul number 2. Coach Sayers already in midseason form, shaking the head and getting in the ear of the officials.
Yeah, I know we got this brand new floor.
It looks great.
And she's going to put all the heel marks in it. Because that's her. She is a stomper.
As Ebony Griffin hits the first free throw, and it's 16-4. And she's got the high heel boots on tonight. It's about 3-inch heels. She almost slipped coming in the entryway. And that wouldn't have been good.
No.
But then she saved herself, balanced herself. She looked at me, she goes, cat-like reflexes.
Well, we did this. One of the reasons we did this a little earlier this year, outside of scheduling and just getting an opponent to play us, was the weather. We were hoping it'd be warmer.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Yeah, and we get this early season snowstorm, and it just makes it a little trickier with the buses and the kids.
80 seconds to play in the first quarter. Carroll up 16-5. Denny holds up on top. Over to the right side for Harrington. Now Ole for 3, and it gets stuck. It gets stuck between the rim and the backboard. Wow. Tough luck for Ole.
Good jump from the official there to get it unlocked.
Wow, Kevin Flato is a pretty good athlete still. He can still get up.
Yeah. Flato just showing the range, showing really the athletic ability. He might have had 12 inches on that vertical.
He's one of the more athletic officials we have in the Frontier. Foul in the backcourt on Jaden Lyman. And fun to see Lyman and Denny both get their first official career points in a Saints uniform today.
Yeah, they, being on their home court, I think they're going to fall in love with this place over the next 4 years.
But well, I should say Denny had 4 against the College of Idaho, but her first 3 in a Saints uniform.
Yeah, and, first on the home court, so it's just really exciting to see these two. They're going to be big contributors going forward, and they're going to be stars by the time they're done here.
Yeah, they may be stars by the end of their freshman seasons. I know there's a pretty good player up at Providence for freshman of the year, but I think one of those two could challenge. Nice move down low by Merritt. Made a triple move and draws the foul on Hannah Dean.
That's a tough move, and she's pretty light on her feet. She's a bigger girl, but she can move around pretty well.
16-5 Saints lead. That is the first on Dean, the fourth on the team. And Shakari Merritt at the free throw line. Have no stats from the Tech game last night as she knocks down the first. I checked online today. The only stats that were from the game were from Montana Tech. So thanks, Diggers, for filling in all the stats. We can dig on the Diggers anytime we can. A miss on the free throw, but a foul on St. Thomas on the rebound as Ebony Griffin was holding on to Hannah Dean. You know, and one thing I talked about with Coach Sayers, and she said that Dean has muscled up even more. I mean, she was a strong girl coming in from Gardner, but she's slimmed down a little bit too, and it's helped her athletically. And that's not a dig at all. Hannah was athletic as it was, but Coach Sayers even said it. She looks just more stout.
Yeah, you could tell early on just the improvement that she's made in her game. She has been a key factor in every single game so far this year. 3 on the shot clock, and we got a foul, and that's a bailout for Carroll College because 2 on the shot clock, and Janelle Silver ran through a screen by Dean, and that puts Dean at the line with 22 seconds to go. And I don't know if the Saints were going to get a shot off, or at least not a good one, but now Dean to the line. Well, and in all reality, there's no way she's going to knock her down in real life. But Hannah sold that one a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Hannah's probably got 40 pounds on her and 8 inches. So
Dean knocks down the first.
But again, that's a heady play from a veteran player.
And misses the second. So it's 17-6. Silver quickly into the front court, gets it to Reynes. Lobs it down inside Merritt. Dean backs off. Merritt got away with the travel. No, she didn't. There it was, called. I like this official. We've seen her a bunch. I can never remember her name. So 10.9 to go in the first. Saints up 17-6, and the chance to get the final shot off. As the inbound goes to Denny, quickly back to Pasta. Pasta, 5 seconds to go. Gets it to Brittany Johnson. Johnson's going to drive, scoop it up, and drop it in. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Your score on the Bud Light scoreboard. It is the Saints 19, the Bobcats 6. Back in a minute with the second quarter. You'll listen to Carroll College basketball on ESPN Radio.
It's hard to stop a 40-mile-an-hour pass across a football field. It's hard to stop a 200-pound linebacker. It's hard to stop a Saint. And it's hard to stop a train furnace or air conditioning system from Intermountain Heating and Air Conditioning, your independent train dealer. Intermountain Heating and Air Conditioning is a proud radio sponsor of the Carroll College Saints. If it's time to upgrade your furnace or air conditioning system, call Intermountain Heating and Air Conditioning today at 449-4567. And go Saints!
What sets BMC's Design Center apart? Here's Valerie, BMC's Certified Design Specialist.
The knowledge and the skills that we have there to be helpful to the customers. I mean, that's my favorite part. With us at BMC, it's really much more helpful to have that background to help diminish mistakes so that you get a good product.
Building or remodeling. Get all the inspiration you need from BMC's Design Center on Highway 12 East.
Have you ever wanted to go to a Justin Bieber concert? Listening to over 2,000 students singing along. That's kind of what it's like. It is 19-6 as we get set to start the second quarter here. Carroll College leading St. Thomas. Saints 57% here in the early going. St. Thomas just 8%, 1 for 12 from the floor. They are 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Saints out rebounding the Bobcats 15-3. You got Denny, Pasta, Dean, Harrington, and Brittany Johnson on the floor for the Saints. Johnson hit the runner at the end of the first quarter. 19-6 as Denny has it out on the right wing. Nice crossover, brings the pass to Harrington. She'll fire a three, and it's good. Una Harrington hit a couple of big shots on the road trip and hits a one here, and it's 22-6.
Saints were a little cold early, but man, they are picking it up. Three-pointers are looking great right now.
Nice drive by Silver, and she draws the blocking foul on Dean. Yeah, the Saints now 3 for 4 from 3, 9 of 15 from the field. You know, and being back home, they didn't shoot great, Jarek, at College, Idaho.
No, they did
at
not.
all, and still won the game by 11. But the defense won that game for them. As Silver, another graduate student from Washington, D.C., knocks down the first free throw. So St. Thomas is 5 for 5 from the line, 1 for 12 from the floor, and they trail 22-7.
Yeah, that College of Idaho team, they do a lot of different things. Their zone is pretty unusual. And so they do cause a lot of problems, and that's really what happened. And Coach Sayers gave credit to them.
Well, you know, and C of I gave Carroll a good game. Was it last year here at the Peace Center?
Yeah.
It's a good D2 NAIA team. Now Dowdy with the Saints up 22-8, 9:15 to go in the half. Harrington gets it down low to Dowdy. Puts it up over the top of Merritt for 2 more.
Where Dowdy got that position, she made that basket before she even got the ball because of her positioning down low on that block.
And a steal at midcourt by Danny Wagner into the lineup for the first time. Wagner, the red shirt from Haver, a star player for the Blue Ponies. In high school, redshirted last year, and she told me when she redshirted, she goes, I'd love to be playing, but I needed to get focused on academics and get settled into a routine before you take on the responsibility of playing basketball too. Now Dowdy drives, leaves it for Harrington from 17. It's an air ball from the baseline, and it's rebounded by the Bobcats, Kayana Brooks. And Brooks quickly down the floor. Nice move around Johnson, puts it up over Dowdy, no good, and Brittany with the rebound. Up ahead for Pasta. Saints up 24-8, 8:20 to go here in the opening half. I know excitement coming up at halftime as Governor Steve Bullock and his wife Lisa will be handing out Champions of Character awards to the schools in attendance today. Of course, Mrs. Bullock, a fantastic player at Carroll in her day, as Micah Robinson checks in along with Taylor Salonen. Saints up 24-8, 8:12 to go, first half.
Yeah, it's really great of them to take part in this event and helpful for our community, our kids. Give the chance, one, not only come to a college basketball game, but get to know our government and their important aspect in our lives.
Danny Wagner called for the foul, her first, team foul number 2 in the quarter. 8:03 to go in the half. Saints up 24-8. St. Thomas still just 1 field goal in the day. As Griffin gets it up on top for Brooks. Now Silver, down low, Griffin. Working against Dowdy, kicks it out. Reynes for 3, and it's good. Reynes has both field goals for St. Thomas, and it's 24-11.
That was a tough shot. Micah was right in her face. We'll take her taking that shot all game long.
Robinson over to Salonen, being guarded there by Brooks. Right side now for Pasta, brings it back up on top. Bobcats in a zone, much like the Saints, and Reynes with a nice steal. Reynes down the floor. She's got all 3 field goals for the Bobcats. Cuts it to 24-13. And that is Carroll's 8th turnover of the day. And another steal. A lazy pass from Pasta. Griffin picks it off, gets it to Brooks at the free throw line. Reynes back to Brooks. Fires a triple off the right side, no good. Wagner with a rebound. Gets it to Pasta. Pasta crosses half court. Talked about, Jarrett, this new floor put in the offseason. As Wagner, free throw line. She'll step back, she'll fire, she'll miss. Offensive rebound by Salonen. And she's fouled on the ground by Griffin. But we talked about this floor being put in. It's the first floor the PE Center has seen since it was built in 1971.
Yeah, 1970.
70, so 47 years, the old floor. And that old floor saw a lot of different things here at the PE Center.
Yeah, I mean, it went through a lot. It saw a lot of awesome basketball, a lot of awesome volleyball. And, football practice, softball practice, soccer practice.
You name it.
Everything has happened on this floor. We've
Auctions.
had auctions,
Graduations.
graduations. These are all things that have taken place on that floor. And so, it's a little bittersweet, but we're really excited about the floor and the new technology that is,
Wagner's three, no good, rebounded by Dowdy.
Yeah, we're really excited about the new technology that the flooring world provides, and Connor Sports just did a great job getting this ready for us.
Wagner with 15 on the shot clock, being harassed. Good defense by Brooks. Wagner in trouble, gets it to cross court to Robinson, but a timeout taken by Rochelle Sayers. So the Saints struggling a little bit here against this pressure from the Bobcats. And it's a 30-second timeout where we'll go ahead and extend it to a media. So 6:01 to play, first half. It's the Saints 24, the Bobcats 13. Back in a minute. You're listening to Carroll College basketball on ESPN Radio.
The name implies tires. Seems obvious. Eagle Tire. Tires are a good start. Eagle Tire also can help you with 18 other automotive service and repair categories. Now, I'd lose you if I named all 18 right now. This time of the year, next to good traction from your tires, what about your brakes? Eventually, you've got to stop. For 40 years, Helena has trusted Eagle Tire. They're your one stop for brakes. So stop on in to Eagle Tire, across from Eagle Lube Express on North Montana by the tracks.
Smitty's Fireplace Shop has been bringing quality products and service to Helena for over 47 years. Smitty's invites you to browse through their expanded showroom. Look at the burning displays of wood pellet, gas, and wood stoves in both freestanding and fireplace insert models. This year may be the right time for you to consider an alternative heating source. At Smitty's, you're certain to find the one for your home. See them today for some great alternative ways to efficiently heat your home at Smitty's Fireplace Shop, 4373 North Montana.
6:01 to play first half. Carroll College leading St. Thomas 24-13. Saints have been outscored 7-3 here in the second quarter. St. Thomas 3 for 16 from the field. All three of those buckets by Katie Reynes, who is 3 for 6 from the floor, 1 for 2 from deep. Also has a free throw. 8 points to lead the way for the Bobcats out of Miami. Pasta gets it up on top for Salonen, dumps it down inside. Dowdy again, great position, and again Dowdy converts. Dowdy is 3 for 3 from the field, has 6 points, and doubles the score back up, 26-13. And that snaps a long scoring drought for Carroll once again. As Brooks fires a three, and it's well off the mark, rebounded by Pasta. 5.5 to play, first half. Saints up 26-13 here at the PE Center. Pasta out on the right side, comes near side for Salonen. Dumped it down to Dowdy, and Dowdy again, great position, draws the foul on Maria Iglesias, 6'1 junior from Rivas Vacia Madrid, Spain. And Jarek, I talked about Kristina Bugarski being from Belgrade, Serbia, and played her high school ball at the Rock, and I said maybe the principal, when she got to high school as a freshman, said, "Welcome to the Rock."
I mean, we can only guess what's going on there, but if I was the sports information director at a place called The Rock, there would be some definitely awesome marketing that goes into that.
Oh, absolutely. You get Sean Connery as Pasta with a nice drive off the glass and hits.
This St. Thomas team is very athletic, and they are pressuring the ball. And we are really responding, and with a way with ways to get around their pressure and their aggressiveness. We're really exposing their over-aggressiveness, I think.
Saints with 9 turnovers. St. Thomas now with 8. Too many turnovers for both coaches here just in the first half. 4:53 to go in the half. Saints up 28-13, and Carroll with the basketball. And it's Micah Robinson who holds up on top. Goes over to the right side for Stallone and hands it right back to Micah. Robinson, a standout pole vaulter for the Carroll track team. Made nationals last year, as Pasta for 3.
Wow. Saints are just shooting an amazing clip from that three-point line right now.
4 for 7 now from 3, and it's 31-13. And a travel in the front court on Augusti. And we get Denny and Harrington checking back in. 4:30 to go in the first half. St. Thomas struggled last night at Tech before outscoring the Orediggers like 18-2 in the third quarter to get back into it. Lost 74-63 as Denny just inside the three-point line, little strong. Rebounded by Salonen as Griffin's shoe came off. She's trying to get it back on. Now Robinson for three. Too strong. Rebounded by Auguste.
Micah hit 2 huge threes in that Boise State game.
Nice drive by Auguste and draws the foul on Denny. Third team foul on the Saints here in the quarter. Denny's first. 3:58 to play. Busy week for Carroll. We got 2 women's basketball games today and tomorrow night against Northwest University. And then on Friday, the Saints are the host team for the Frontier Conference Volleyball Tournament. As Montana Tech, the 1 seed, will have a bye into Saturday semifinal game, but action starts at 2 with Providence and LC State. Nice backdoor pass to Silver, up and in. And that's the first field goal by somebody from the Bobcats other than Katie Reynes.
Yeah, that volleyball tournament is going to be a lot of fun. I think the Saints really have a chance.
Well, Rocky and Western will play at 5, and then Carroll and Northern at 7 Friday night as Harrington drives, leaves it back out for Salonen. Too strong. Rebounder Micah Robinson. Slapped away from behind, and a foul called on Janelle Silver. Yeah, the only way that Carroll can make a trip to Nationals is going to be to win the conference tournament for the be a third straight trip to Nationals?
No, it would be the second straight. They've won back-to-back regular season championships.
That's right.
So that
last year, though, got the automatic bid to Iowa.
Yep.
One of the Sioux City or Sioux Falls. Well, Sioux Falls in South Dakota, so
yeah.
Sioux City is in Iowa.
Yeah.
Denny will inbound it underneath the Saints basket, gets it up on top to Jaden Lyman. Lyman, now Harrington. Comes left side out on the wing, Johnson. Johnson with a nice dribble down to the block. Gets it up on top, Salonen. Now kicks it out, Lyman. Lyman will drive. Lyman will put it up and miss. Rebound. Harrington, no, but she'll shoot 2. Tell you what, Una Harrington has played great today. Harrington with 6 rebounds, now make it 7. Also has an assist, 5 points.
She's on her way to a double-double. That would be a first in her career.
Foul on Griffin is her 3rd. Team foul number 4 on the Bobcats. 3:10 to play in the first half. Carroll up 31-15 as Harrington knocks down the first. Merritt back in. Shikari, the 6'1 junior out of William T. Dwyer High School, Riviera Beach, Florida.
This team made this same trip last year. Did not play Carroll, played Western twice and Tech once. They lost all 3 of those games and then went in conference and won like 13 of 14 in their conference. So they're a pretty good team, and they can do a lot. They're dangerous. They're a lot different than they were last year. Got a lot of transfers.
7 new girls on the roster and the new coaching staff. Harrington goes 1 out of 2, 32-15, 3 minutes to play in the half. Brooks knocked away from behind by Lyman, and ball still loose, picked up by Brooks. Nice dish to Merritt, who then blocked by Denny. Wow. Back the other way comes Lyman.
That was an athletic play by Denny. She jumped way too early.
And Salonen with a wide open lane knocks it down, and a chance for a 3-point play. And that all started because Jaden Lyman knocked the ball loose, and then Denny got the block. Lyman pushed it up the floor, found Salonen on the drive, fouled by Merritt, her first, 5th team foul. And it'll put Salonen at the free throw line. Her first free throw attempts today. And first free throw attempts on the season. And knocks it down. So it's 35-15 Carroll. 2:43 to play. First half. Foul in the backcourt on Lyman. And that'll be her second. Saw Sheriff Leo Dutton walk by. I guess you got to have extra law enforcement presence with all these kids here today.
Yeah, we do have a few Montana Highway patrolmen as part of the security detail for Governor Bullock.
And, of course, Sheriff Dutton. Always good to see Leo. Auguste misses from 10, rebounded by Harrington. Up ahead, Lyman. She'll push up the far sideline to Johnson. Johnson stopped on the wing, comes cross-court Salonen. She'll drive, nice pass down low, Harrington. But Reynes with a good defensive recovery comes away with the steal. She'll take it up the far sideline.
Reynes is a good player. He's been impressive so far this first half.
Played at Oxbridge Academy. The lone senior on the team. The Bobcats do have 2 graduate students. We're under 2 to play. Brooks, nice dish to Auguste, who will try to reverse. No good. Rebound to Una Harrington. Gets it to Denny, and a jump ball is going to be called. And that'll go to Carroll. Harrington now with 9 rebounds here in the first half. $1:49 to go in the half. Saints up 35-15. Lyman up ahead quickly to Denny. Gets it back to Lyman. Both out of Washington. You know, Washington a hotbed for recruits, especially in the Frontier. You know, Bill Himmelberg at the University of Providence likes Washington. Coach Sayers likes Washington to go into. 10 on the shot clock. Lyman goes backdoor. Johnson scoops it up somehow and in.
Those are plays that Britt Johnson was not making a year ago. She has really improved her game, like going to the hole, making those cuts. She's not just sitting there waiting for a three-point attempt.
And Reynes quickly down the floor and a chance for a three-point play. Foul on Salone, and that'll be her second. As Dowdy checks back in with 71 seconds to play. You look at the Saints roster, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from Washington.
Yeah, well, and they're all from that Spokane area, and you add in Sarah Chalich in there from Coeur d'Alene. That Spokane Coeur d'Alene has really been good to Carroll women's basketball over the years.
Michaela Olsen back in as well, and Reynes at the line. 1 for 1 from the free throw line. She has 10 points in the ball game. Misses too hard. Rebound. Look at the height. Denny skied for that rebound. And quickly back down the floor comes Lyman. Gets it to Johnson. Back to Lyman. It's going to be hard this year when the Saints get into conference play and we're doing double headers as Denny hits a 3. No good. Rebound tipped out of bounds, but you've got Lyman and Wyman. Lyman on the women, Wyman on the men.
And they couldn't be any more diametrically opposed to each other.
Yeah, Matt Wyman with 6'7", and Jaden Lyman is not.
No.
And Denny almost came away with the steal, knocked it out of bounds at midcourt, stays with the Bobcats with 52 seconds to play. 37-17. Reynes will inbound it next to Coach Turcotte on the Saints bench. Gets it into Auguste. Lyman on her. That's a good matchup. 2 quick guards with great hands. Nice dribble by Auguste into the lane, but misses the layup. And Denny with a rebound. Gets it up ahead to Lyman. 35 seconds to play in the half. Lyman, and the travel's called. That's the 11th turnover on the Saints. St. Thomas with 9. But Carroll has been a little more economical, converting off the points off turnovers with 10 on the 9 Bobcat turnovers. St. Thomas just 5 points off the previous 10 for Carroll. Bugarski gives it to Auguste. Auguste double teamed in the backcourt. Up ahead now, Bugarski. Now Brooks. She'll drive. Nice dish off. And the shot missed by Joselie Multidor. 5'9" junior from Miami. Carroll College playing a team from Miami reminds me of this weekend. You've got Notre Dame playing Miami Hurricanes. 5 seconds to go. A steal by Brooks. Brooks drives, and a blocking foul on Lyman. That'll be her third with just under a second to play here in the half.
Well, we didn't really need to do the countdown. I'm sure everybody across the world can hear that countdown from our crowd here. This has been such a fun atmosphere today.
Well, you know, and it's great, too, because it is lunchtime. And I know some schools brought sack lunches, but Sodexo, a $5 meal deal for the fans today.
And $1 candy, $1 popcorn, $1 drinks.
Great setup out there. You got Bo Meyer, Carroll football player, helping out. Chris Ward as well. And Brooks goes 1 out of 2, and that takes us to the end of the first half with Carroll College on top of St. Thomas, 37-18. Take a break. We'll come back with a halftime show in a moment. You are listening to Carroll College basketball. On the Bud Light scoreboard, it's 37-18 on ESPN Radio.
Montana is second in the nation for hitting deer. So drive carefully. If you do hit an animal, bring your damaged vehicle to Capital Collision Center. You'll receive a voucher for a free turkey when your repair is complete. The accident wasn't your choice, but Montana state law says it's your choice where you have your vehicle repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Helena's only Ford F-150 aluminum, Honda, Nissan, Acura, GM, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Hyundai certified repair shop. Free turkey offer is good through December at Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
When you need it, rent it at A1 Rentals.
You don't have to buy the equipment you need to do a one-time job. A1 Rental has everything you need for your project. If there's a special tool to get that job done, there's a good chance A1 Rental has it. A1 Rental, 1400 Cedar, next to Party Plus.
When you need it, rent it at A1 Rentals.
94.9 ESPN Radio, KIMO HD3 Townsend, K235BW Helena.
Do you need a new bed? If you're sleeping on an old worn-out bed, then why not get comfortable on the new therapeutic bed that you want from Furniture Showroom? At Furniture Showroom, we have a fantastic selection of therapeutic beds in plush, firm, and pillow top, all at extremely affordable prices. 12-month financing is available with approved credit. Ask for details. Why pay more for your new bed? Check out our new therapeutic beds at Furniture Showroom, 2200 North Last Chance Gulch in Helena.
Are you a small business owner or manager that is tired of dealing with computer problems? Does your network run slow and act crazy? Are you worried about data loss, security, viruses, and keeping your network safe from hackers? At Morris Merrily Systems, we keep things working so you can focus on your business. If you have no time for downtime, call Morrison Merrily Systems today at 866-401-4846 or visit us on the web at getsystems.net.
As the leaves of fall give way to winter, ask yourself, are you ready? Ready for winter driving and the icy, snowy roads ahead? If you have a Toyota 4x4 or all-wheel drive, the answer is yes. If you don't, the answer is it's time to get one. With current low-payment lease options, APR financing as low as 0%, or up to $4,000 in customer cashback savings, driving a new Toyota has never been easier. From Tacoma and Tundra trucks to our full SUV lineup featuring RAV4 and 4Runner, or the larger Highlander and Sequoia, both with seating for 8. The best part is, most new Toyotas now feature Toyota Safety Sense, a complete suite of safety technology at no additional cost. For full savings details, shop at buyatoyota.com or see Toyota of Helena today. But hurry, the winds of winter, they do approach. Toyota, let's go places. All financing and approved credit through Toyota Financial Services. All vehicles subject to prior sale. All prices plus tax and title dealer dock fees vary by dealer. For more details, call 1-888-21 Toyota. Office number 12417.
It's halftime. You're listening to Saints basketball. 94.9 ESPN Radio.
Back at the field trip game. It is halftime where Carroll College leads St. Thomas 37-18. Governor Steve Bullock and First Lady Lisa talking champions of character right now and handing out champions of character awards to individuals from their respective elementary or middle school. We have almost 2,000, over 2,000, almost 2,300 students here from across Helena, East Helena, and Montana City. It's just fantastic. Carroll College jumped out to a 6-0 lead before St. Thomas finally got on the board 4.5 minutes into the first quarter. And then Brittany Johnson hit a runner at the buzzer at the end of the first quarter, make it 19-6. And then the Saints kind of went cold a little bit as St. Thomas closed within 11 at 24-13 before the Saints started reasserting themselves, and 37-18 at the half. Saints at 51.6% 47% from the field, 15 of 29, 4 for 9 from beyond the arc. They started out 4 for 5. Missed their last 4. 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Carroll out-rebounding St. Thomas 29-7, including 9-1 on the offensive end. St. Thomas 5 for 24 from the field, 20.8%. 4 of those baskets by Katie Reynes. The guards 4 for 7 from the floor, has 10 points to lead the way for both teams. 1 for 4 from 3, 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Carroll with 10 assists, St. Thomas with 2. St. Thomas with 9 steals, 9 turnovers. Carroll with 5 steals and 12 turnovers. Saints have converted 10 points off of the 9 turnovers for the Bobcats. St. Thomas 6 points off of the 12 Carroll turnovers, and that is way too many turnovers. I know that's something Coach Rochelle Sayers probably addressing in the locker room along with the staff, and she'll talk about it post-game in the Rutgers Furniture Coaching Lounge as well. Leading away off the bench for Carroll, 11 points to 4 for St. Thomas. Points in the paint, 18-6. No surprise there for Carroll. Second chance points, 5-0. And, of course, when you have 9 offensive rebounds, you should get some second chance points. Leading the way for the Saints, Bailey Pasta with 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Also a rebound and assist. 2 points for Jaden Lyman. No points for Danny Wagner. 6 for Michaela Dowdy. 3 for 3 from the field. Also a couple of rebounds and 2 assists. 3 points for Christine Denny, along with 5 rebounds and a helper. 6 points, 4 rebounds for Taylor Salonen, who also has 3 assists. 3 points for Hannah Dean. 4 points for Brittany Johnson, and 6 for Una Harrington. And Harrington also a team-high 9 rebounds. Leading the way for St. Thomas, 10 points for Reynes on 4 of 7 shooting. 1 for 2 from the three-point line, 1 for 2 from the free throw line, also has 2 rebounds. 4 points for Janelle Silver, 1 point for Kayana Brooks, 2 for Ebony Griffin, and 1 for Shakari Merritt. And that's your scoring for the Bobcats. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Halftime continues. We'll get you set for tomorrow. Big football game coming up Saturday as well. And a big volleyball tournament this weekend here at the PE Center. All that and more. On the Bud Light scoreboard, it is 37-18. Saints in control at the half. Back with more after this. You're listening to Carroll College Basketball on ESPN Radio.
Finding a perfect place to watch your favorite sports should be a sporting event in and of itself. It's looking to be a good game for our biggest sports fan. Here comes their spouse with a to-do list from the left. Sports fan dodges, jumps, and barely gets out of there. Sports fan makes the choice to drive up Colonial. Left turn, right turn. Ooh, and is saved by their buddy on the right. It's good. It is good. They have arrived at Overland. What a play, sports fan. What a play. Make Overland your new favorite place for sports, food, drinks, and good times. Overland Express.
Ooh, Dad's screwdriver. Dad, I think I broke the heater.
Three Brothers? Help! Three Brothers Plumbing and Heating can not only maintenance your existing furnace if something happens.
Sorry.
They can also upgrade you to a money-saving, high-efficiency York furnace. Don't wait until the cold hits to check your furnace. Contact Three Brothers today for a free estimate and install confidence with a York furnace at threebrothersPlumbing.com.
Professionals who care. Three Brothers is there.
If you love reliability, you'll love a Subaru from Placer Motors. Over 98% of Subarus sold in the last 10 years are still on the road. One favorite of drivers is the Subaru Crosstrek. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, sleek new styling, and versatile raised roof rails, the completely redesigned 2018 Crosstrek brings rugged style to any drive. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Start a love affair by test driving a Subaru Crosstrek from Placer Motors.
You'll recline in comfort when you get new Motion furniture from Rutgers Furniture. When you shop the Motion Gallery at Rutgers, you'll find an enormous selection of reclining sofas, love seats, sectionals, and recliners in many styles in both fabric and leather, and many styles are available in power. We have reclining furniture from companies like Flexsteel, Southern Motion, and Best. Plus, 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll recline in comfort when you shop Rutgers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
This is John Lagerquist with Century 21 Heritage Realty. The real estate market in Helena currently is booming. If you are thinking about selling or buying, now's the time. Interest rates remain low for financing and inventory is low, making it a good time to sell. I have the marketing experience and the real estate transaction knowledge to help you through the process. Give me, John Lagerquist, broker at Century 21 Heritage Realty, a call at 439-0650. You would like to see what I can do for you.
It really can't be your dream home until it has your dream deck, a place to show off your barbecue skills each summer, and soak under the stars every winter.
Woohoo! Hot tub.
With a home equity line of credit from First Interstate Bank, we help make it happen because we're in the business of making dream homes, dream decks, or any home improvement come true. First Interstate Bank. It's you and I together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Jason Walker back at the PE Center as they're wrapping up the Champions of Character Awards at midcourt. 37-18, Carroll College leading St. Thomas on the Bud Light scoreboard. Saints women back in action tomorrow night, taking on Northwest University out of Washington. We'll be on the air for you at 6:45. We'll have to double check that. Could be 5:45 according to the schedule. We'll double check that, but the Saints back in action tomorrow night. We'll have that Saints game day driven by Placer Motors start time official for you by the end of the game. Saints football on the road. Carroll has won 3 straight, and a win tomorrow or on Saturday at Eastern Oregon would give the Saints a 500 record. Sitting there at 1-5 just a couple of weeks ago, not looking too good, but the defense has turned things around. The offense has played well. Major Ali is running the ball. Reese Heibel passing the ball pretty well, and of course you throw in, a great defense, which has been outstanding. It's held its last 4 opponents to under 60 yards rushing, 3 in the 50s, and then 1 26-yard performance by Northern a couple of weeks ago. So Saints game day, driven by Placer Motors, will start at noon on Saturday from LeGrand, and halftime of that game, we'll have former Carroll men's assistant Carlito Labarda Jr. on the air with us for a halftime interview. Carlito now the head coach at Eastern Oregon after 4 seasons with Carson Cunningham at Carroll, and a great guy. We wish him nothing but the best at Eastern Oregon. Going to be a lot of fun seeing Coach Labarda out there in a different atmosphere. We kind of talked about it a little bit in the first half, but Saints volleyball. How are you? Good. Let you get the headset put on. We're going to have a special guest here in a second. Saints volleyball hosting the Frontier Conference Tournament this weekend. More on that in a second, because we're joined by the very special guest, the Honorable Governor.
I don't know about that.
Governor Steve Bullock. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I appreciate you coming over. And, this is your second field trip game, and last year you guys talked about eating healthy and eating right, and today was all about champions of character, and I know you and Mrs. Bullock had a lot of fun out there with the kids.
Yeah, and it's great that altogether NAIA does this to really help kids understand that, what the real champions are happening each and every day, and that these kids are it. So it's wonderful to see this gym full of kids, some of which this may be the only time they ever get to go to a Saints game. So it's always a fun day for sure.
With these kids, there's a lot of work that goes into this game, and, the Helena Public Schools did such a great job working with Carroll for the second year in a row to make this happen. There's a lot of logistically that has to take place for this.
There really, really is. And I can even remember, when I was a kid growing up in Helena, that like these athletes out here, the Carroll athletes and folks, they are the heroes and the role models. So to make sure that you got, hundreds and hundreds of kids from all across town that get experience this, it's also a great way to start out for the Lady Saints. I mean, to have a full gym like this, it's got to make you pretty darn happy.
Definitely. Governor Bullock joining us here at halftime, and with the Champions of Character, and you mentioned the NAI, they do this at the year-end tournament, at the national tournament. Each team has one as well, but it means a lot to these kids to be chosen by their schools and by their peers.
I think we recognized 27 kids out at halftime in the center court today, and it really is, it's underscoring the fact that sometimes how you're being a leader is being decent to other kids, to watch out for other people, to train some of that responsibility and integrity. And I think it really is a great thing for all kids to see, and then to get to celebrate some of those that are recognized as well.
leaving politics out of it, but one issue that's at the forefront is in the schools is bullying. And this is a great chance for these kids to, to see some of these star student athletes in college and what it takes to overcome, because some of these kids were bullied growing up as well. And Montana's taken some great steps to make sure the bullying goes away.
Yeah, and we still have a long way to go. Now, last legislative session, we actually passed, it's either the last one or the one before, first time we had a statewide anti-bullying law. And the challenge is that, and I can say this not only as governor, but as the father, the challenges that kids face today are so much more intense than what we faced growing up. So it really is important to be modeling that positive behavior, modeling the inclusiveness, and make sure that every kid here feels like they can be a star.
Some big news yesterday, of course, with levies being passed. East Helena maybe getting a high school and taking another step forward to that. That's got to be exciting for the governor's office to see the support from, the surrounding communities.
It is, and I think, one of the most important things any of us can do is provide a good quality public education. Make sure that every one of the kids here today have every opportunity to succeed. Certainly a lot of that is at home, but it also begins with what sort of school opportunities we provide. So it's good to see communities supporting the education, because all these kids that are gathered here today, they're our future. They're our future for our state.
You've spent some time with a lot of kids in the last couple of weeks, because last week, Halloween, you guys handing out candy there at the governor's mansion.
We handed out over 2,000 pieces, which is always pretty darn fun.
Now, how much did you keep for yourself? Let's be honest here.
There's still a little bit, okay. And the candy wasn't paid for by taxpayers, so no worries.
Oh, well, that's even better. We appreciate you joining us. Go enjoy the second half. Governor Steve Bullock joining us.
Great seeing you.
Thank you, sir. Halftime just about wrapping up. We appreciate Governor Bullock sitting down for a few minutes. And always fun to talk non-politics with politicians. It's always a good time. 37-18 as we get set to start the second half here, as the Saints in control over the Bobcats. And Carroll College will send out Dowdy, Dean, Johnson, Pasta, and Harrington. St. Thomas will counter with Reynes, Auguste, Brooks, Annalise Rodriguez, and also Ebony Griffin. We didn't see Rodriguez in that first half. 5'8" freshman from Houston, Texas. It's one of the 5 players on the roster not from Florida. It'll be St. Thomas moving right to left with the basketball first here. Saints in that zone, which caused a lot of havoc in the first half for St. Thomas, and it's Gusty up on top. So leave it off to the right side, Brooks. And Rodriguez for 3, no good. Rebound Griffin, partially blocked away. I don't know if Dean or Dowdy got it. One of them did. And back the other way come the Saints. Dowdy with 2 blocks in that first half. Dean had 1. And Dowdy has it now. The basketball, that is. Over to Harrington. She'll fire a 3 from the wing, and it's good. 40-18. Harrington with another triple. Her second today. And the Saints 5 for 10 from deep. Reynes out on the far right side. Fouled by Harrington on the sideline. That'll be team foul number 1 in the quarter. And Una Harrington's first personal. 9:02 to go, third quarter here at the PE Center. 40-18. Carroll leading on the Bud Light scoreboard. Talked about Saints volleyball hosting the conference tournament this weekend. Friday action gets underway at 2. Nice dish down to the baseline. Griffin kicks it back up on top of Rodriguez. She'll drive. Nice ball fake. Puts it up off the glass and in. 40-20. 8:40 to go here in the third. Pasta out on the left side, holds. Now up on top for Brittany Johnson. Johnson, nice crossover, middle of the lane, puts it up off the back iron and drops it down. 42-20, 8:15 to play in the third. Rodriguez in the near corner, dribbles to the block, puts it up, and an offensive foul. Hannah Dean taking the charge. That is what Hannah Dean does so well defensively, taking a big charge. and that is the first on Rodriguez. Team foul number 1 in the quarter. Johnson has it stripped away at half court. Gets it off to Pasta. Pasta to Dowdy now. 15 on the shot clock. Midway through it as Dowdy drives. Leaves it up on top for Dean. She'll penetrate. Kick it out Johnson. Johnson fakes the 3. 5 to shoot in the lane. Ball knocked away. Gets it to Dean. 3 to shoot. Dean with a nice jump stop. Crossover. No good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Pasta. 7:30 to go in the third. New shot clock for Carroll. But Brittany Johnson fires a 3, no good. Rebounded by Griffin in the far corner. 42-20. Carroll by 22. Nice drive by Auguste. Draws the foul. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Foul on Pasta. Her first, second team foul. So Friday afternoon volleyball action here at the PE Center at 2 p.m. The 4-seed Providence will take on the 5-seed LC State. That'll be followed at 5 by the 2-seed Rocky and the 7-seed Western. And then at 7 o'clock Friday night, 3rd-seed Carroll College will take on number 6 MSU Northern. Then on Saturday, top-seeded and 15th-ranked Tech, by the way. They will face the lowest remaining seed at 11. And then at 1, the other semifinal match will feature the 2 highest seeds remaining. Championship Saturday, 7 p.m. here at the PE Center. The champion gets an automatic bid to the 2017 NAI National Tournament in Sioux Falls. Check that, Sioux City, Iowa. 2 free throws good. Back the other way, Pasta. 42-22. As Rodriguez goes 2 for 2 from the line. Dean on the drive. Great step through. Puts it up left-handed and in. So Hannah Dean with a block, is taking a charge, and now has 2 points here in the third quarter. 44-22, 6:45 to play in the third. Quickly down the floor, Auguste drives, puts it up and in. Athletic drive. Samara Auguste pulls the Bobcats to within 20. 44-24, 6.5 to play in the third. Johnson picks up her dribble, way out up on top, now gets it to Pasta. Pasta, one-hand pass to Dowdy, gets it right back from her, and Pasta will drive. She'll put it up too strong, and Griffin with a rebound. Quickly up ahead of Rodriguez, goes off of her foot. Reynes is there to pick it up out on the right wing. She'll fire a 3 and draw a foul on Harrington. And that'll be her second. Third team foul in the quarter. Remember, a change made last year, go into quarters, and also 5 fouls per quarter. First free throw from Reynes is good. St. Thomas down in Miami Gardens, Florida. From 1970 to 1992, it was the training site for the Miami Dolphins. St. Thomas University was. And that includes the 72 perfect season, to date the only perfect season in NFL history. Taylor Salone checks in for Carroll, along with Christine Denny. Reynes, the third of 3 free throws. She knocks them all down. So 44-27. 6:10 to go here in the third. Johnson into the front court. Double teamed. Good pressure by the Bobcats. Now Dean fouled as Griffin went around the back of Dean. Picks up her 4th. Second team foul in the quarter. And we're going to get a substitution as Maria Iglesias checks in, 6'1" junior from Madrid, Spain. 44-27 Saints leading the Bobcats as Dean takes the inbound, drives, stopped on the dribble, back up on top now for Brittany Johnson. Johnson crosses over to left hand, looking to go left side, tries to bring it back to the top of the key now. Good pressure by Brooks, gets a screen and then dribbles it out of bounds. That is a turnover on Carroll, and that is the 13th in the ball game. St. Thomas, the home of 14 NAI sports. As Brooks drives, dishes to Rodriguez down low, double team, trying to get out of trouble, but they're going to call a double dribble. They could have called a travel as well. As Janelle Silver will check in. Graduate student out of D.C., our nation's capital. I want to thank Governor Bullock for joining us at halftime. Talking champions of character here on Field Trip Day, as I like to call it, the Justin Bieber game. 5.5 to play in the third. 44-27 Saints. Johnson drives, kicks it out far corner for Denny, who penetrates. Now up on top Johnson. She'll find Dean, and on the right side. Over to Salonen, swings the left wing for Denny. 10 to shoot. Denny drives, kick out. Dean lines up a three, a little short. Rebound off the front iron. Comes out to Brooks. Brooks is going to penetrate. She's got a one-on-one with Pasta, and a blocking foul on Pasta. That'll be her second, fourth team foul in the quarter. Tomorrow night, St. Thomas will play at UM Western in Dillon. And the rest are going to come together and allow Auguste to get lined up. Two shots coming up for Kayana Brooks, 5'7" sophomore from Winchester, Virginia. First free throw's up and good. Tell you what, St. Thomas can shoot the free throws. 13 out of 15. And now 14 out of 16. 44-29. Last 5 points for the Bobcats have come from the free throw line. 5 minutes to play, third quarter. Saints up by 15 on the Bud Light scoreboard. Dean gets it to Johnson. Saints have been scoreless for a couple of minutes again as Denny finds Salonen, lobs it inside Dean. Dean tried to go cross court to Johnson, and Reynes picks it off. Turnover number 14 on the Saints. Back to the way. Quickly, Auguste into the front court. Top of the key. Still keeps her dribble. Comes into the left side of the lane. Throws up a shot. Hammered to the deck by Johnson. Might have sold it a little bit. But we get a timeout on the floor before the free throws. 4:27 to play in the third. Saints 44, Bobcats 29. Back in a minute. You're listening to Carroll College Basketball on 94.9 ESPN Radio and ESPNMontana.com.
Smitty's Fireplace Shop has been bringing quality products and service to Helena for over 47 years. Smitty's invites you to browse through their expanded showroom. Look at the burning displays of wood pellet, gas, and wood stoves in both freestanding and fireplace insert models. This year may be the right time for you to consider an alternative heating source. At Smitty's, you're certain to find the one for your home. See them today for some great alternative ways to efficiently heat your home at Smitty's Fireplace Shop, 4373 North Montana.
It's hard to stop a 40-mile-an-hour pass across a football field. It's hard to stop a 200-pound linebacker. It's hard to stop a Saint. And it's hard to stop a Train furnace or air conditioning system from Intermountain Heating and Air Conditioning, your independent Train dealer. Intermountain Heating and Air Conditioning is a proud radio sponsor of the Carroll College Saints. If it's time to upgrade your furnace or air conditioning system, call Intermountain Heating and Air Conditioning today at 449-4567. And go Saints!
44-29, Carroll College leading St. Thomas. 4:27 to play third quarter. Notice we have some fans listening along on ESPNMontana.com in Miami, so tell your friends in Miami. Listen to the game. It's exciting. At the free throw line, Samara Auguste shooting 2. Foul on Brittany Johnson before the break, her first. And another free throw by the Bobcats. right now on an 8-0 run. Make it a 9-0 run. It's 44-31. 4:27 to play third quarter. Now full court press. Michaela Olsen in for the Saints. Out there with Denny, Salonen, Dean, and Pasta. And it's Olsen, goes left side, Salonen. She'll dribble once, hand off Denny. Denny penetrate, free throw line, kick out Olsen. Olsen will drive, ball fake, kick it out, Pasta. Out on the right wing, 10 to shoot. Now Dean up on top, back to Pasta. 5 to shoot. Salonen down inside, Dean, good body. Had good position, blocked away at the last moment by Iglesias. Just 1 to shoot. 44-31 Carroll. The inbound to Dean, quickly up off the glass and in. And that snaps a long scoring drought for the Saints and a 9-0 run by the Bobcats. It's 46-31. 3:45 to go in the third. Silver, one-hand push pass over to the right side for Augusti. Pasta on her. Now brings it free throw line. Stops. Leaves it for Brooks. Her 17-footer, no good. Rebounded by Pasta. So St. Thomas can't buy a basket, but they're able to shoot free throws right now. As Pasta dribbles down to the left wing. 16 out of 18 from the free throw line. The Saints, conversely, just 3 for 5. Carroll not able to get to the line. And Silver all over Salonen. No call. Pasta has it now for the Saints. 6 to shoot. Pasta will drive. She'll hang and she'll miss. Rebounded by Augusti. 3 minutes to go in the third. 46-31 Carroll. This is a very athletic, fun St. Thomas team to watch. And they've battled back into this game after trailing by 22 here in the third. Got to within 13. As Dowdy checks back in for Dean and Lyman in for Pasta. 46-31 Saints. 2:51 to go in the quarter. Augusti up on top. Lyman picks her up. Lobs it into the far corner for Reynes, who dribbles up to the wing and fires a 3 off the mark. Salonen with a rebound. The Bobcats 1 for 6 from downtown as Lyman drives, stops, and pops from 10, and it's good. 48-31. 2:30 to play in the quarter. Augusti, double team, lobs it over to Brooks. Brooks will drive in the lane, puts it up, and a blocking foul on Dowdy. So once again, St. Thomas get to the free throw line. And that is Dowdy's second. Bobcats have been in the bonus for most of the third quarter. And Kayana Brooks at the line. Brooks today 0 for 3 from the field, but is 3 for 4 from the free throw line. And now 4 for 5. Brooks awaiting a second as Iglesias wants to get in the lane. Dowdy and Salonen will switch sides. Iglesias needs to tuck her shirt in. Brooks second. Also good. So St. Thomas has 18 for 20 from the free throw line, and it's 48-33. And the last 9 points for the Bobcats have all come from the charity stripe. As Olsen got away with the travel, and then she didn't. And that is the 15th turnover on Carroll. 5th in the quarter. And St. Thomas gets it back on the baseline with 2:14 to go in the third, trailing 48-33. The inbound to Augusti. She'll launch a 3, and it's too strong, but opposite side rebound for Brooks. Back to Augusti now on the right side, opposite of us here at the PE Center. Up on top, Augusti. The students up in the upper rafters trying to get the wave going, as Dowdy's going to get called for a foul on the rebound for Augusti. And that's Dowdy's third. And Augusti back at the line. 4 for 4 today, has 6 points in the ball game. Auguste's first as she bends and fires and hits. Coach Sayers in mid-season form talking to the officials because the foul disparity is huge. At least in the quarter. Overall, it's not. Second one from Auguste, also good. St. Thomas is now 20 of 22 from the line. The last 11 points from the line, and it's 48-35. 1:51 to play in the third. Full court press by the Bobcats. It's caused Carroll problems today as Denny quickly breaks it, though, and then has her pocket picked by Brooks. The layup at the other end is good. That's the first field goal for St. Thomas. In quite some time. Over 5 minutes, and another turnover in the backcourt. And St. Thomas can pull it within single digits here with 80 seconds to play in the third. Well, they outscored Tech 18-2 in the third last night down in the mining city. And right now, outscoring Carroll 17-11. And a beautiful reverse by Auguste makes it 48-39. And 4 straight points off turnovers for the Saints. We're just under a minute to go in the quarter. 48-39, Carroll. Lyman quickly down into the front court, stops left wing. Gets it to Salonen, top of the key. Salonen, she'll drive. Backdoor Olsen, reverses, puts it up and in. 50-39. 35 seconds to play in the quarter. Brooks, Auguste now has it. She'll hand off Silver, top of the key. Comes Reynes, left side. Reynes will drive, hang in the lane, and draw another foul, and go back to the free throw line. That foul is going to be on Lyman. That's her 4th. th foul on Carroll. In the ball game. And it'll put Reynes at the line. 4 for 5 from this charity stripe. First one up and rolls it in. 10-point game. 50-40. 16 seconds to go in the third. Second one from Reynes off the right iron, no good, and Dean with a rebound. Just the third miss from the free throw line today as Dean struggling getting it up the floor against Iglesias does. Now leaves it for Pasta on the wing. 3 is no good. Rebound. Salonen and Denny fight for it. They're on the same team. And it goes out of bounds. And it'll be St. Thomas basketball with 1.6 to play. 50-40 on the Bud Light scoreboard. And Una Harrington quickly in. Brooks gets it to Silver, who can't get the shot off, and that's the end of 3 at the PE Center. But the Bobcats outscored the Saints 22-13 to crawl back into it, most of that from the free throw line. And we'll take a minute break on the Bud Light scoreboard. It's the Saints 50, the Bobcats 40. Back with the final 10 minutes after this. You're listening to Carroll College Basketball on ESPN Radio.
The concept of Helena Community Credit Union is simple. It's people helping people, and that's what we aim to do. Whether you're looking for a great rate on a new car loan, could use a little help going through the home mortgage process, maybe you just need a little bit of extra cash for Christmas presents, or that perfect getaway during the holidays. We're here for you. Come see us in person or online at thecu4u.org. Helena Community Credit Union. People helping people.
Montana is second in the nation for hitting deer. So drive carefully. If you do hit an animal, bring your damaged vehicle to Capital Collision Center. You'll receive a voucher for a free turkey when your repair is complete. The accident wasn't your choice, but Montana state law says it's your choice where you have your vehicle repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Helena's only Ford F-150 aluminum, Honda, Nissan, Acura, GM, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Hyundai certified repair shop. Free turkey offer is good through December at Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Pitch and Walker back in Helena, 50-40. Carroll College leading St. Thomas. As we get set to start the fourth quarter on the Bud Light scoreboard, the Bobcats went 14 of 15 from the free throw line in the third quarter. After trailing by 22, cut it to 9 at one point. Now it is 10. 14 of 15 in the third quarter. And Carroll 3 for 5 in the ball game. Dean out there with Harrington and Pasta as Pasta goes backdoor. Try to wrap a pass to Salonen. And that is a turnover on Carroll. That is 18 now today. Brittany Johnson, the other Saint out there for St. Thomas. We got Auguste, Reynes, Silver, Brooks, and Iglesias. And a foul on the baseline. Nope, Auguste stepped on the baseline. So that is turnover number 12 on the Bobcats today. Saints working against the press. Brittany Johnson brings it up the floor. Takes it all the way down to the left block. Goes across lane to Dean, who's fouled. And she'll shoot two. Foul will go on Janelle Silver. That is her first team foul of the quarter on the Bobcats. And Dean at the line. One for three now from the free throw line. Has 7 points, 3 rebounds in the ball game. Dean's second one on the way is good. So there's the first points of the fourth quarter. 51-40 Carroll. 9:18 to play here in Helena. Saints home tomorrow as Brooks lines up a three, and it's an air ball, and Harrington with a rebound. Una had a great first half. Hasn't played much here in the second half. Now Salonen has it with 9 to play. Salonen drives, puts it up left-handed, too strong rebound. Harrington no good. Rebound still loose. Salonen comes away with it, and she's fouled by Silver. Good hustle by Salonen. And that's Silver's fourth, second team foul. Harrington with 10 rebounds to go along with 9 points now. And Pasta up on top for Salonen, hands it right back off to Pasta. Pasta between the legs, dribble, passes left side, Dean. She'll drive, and a travel's called. Enelid Rodriguez checks in, freshman out of Houston for Silver, who has 4 fouls. 19 turnovers on Carroll. The inbound to Iglesias, gets it back to Auguste with 8:38 to play here at the PE Center. Auguste quickly down the lane, takes it by herself and misses. Rebounded by Salonen. Saints out rebounding the Bobcats 40-15, but Auguste picks the pocket of Pasta. Another turnover, that's 19, and Salonen fouls Rodriguez on the way up. 2 free throws coming up. That's Salonen's third. First team foul of the quarter. And Rodriguez to the free throw line. Her first attempts tonight. One of the 2 that hasn't shot a free throw for the Bobcats today. And it's good. 51-41. 8:17 remaining on the Bud Light scoreboard. Rodriguez bends at the knees, spins it a couple of times, fires it up, knocks them both down. 51-42. Saints. Johnson at the far sideline, gets it to Salonen. Comes right side for Una Harrington. She'll fire a 3, and it's good. No good. Rebound, far side. Johnson, no. Knocked away, and then she's called for the foul. Second team foul on Carroll. Second on Brittany Johnson. St. Thomas will inbound it. It's Iglesias. Gets it to Brooks. Brooks up to Augusti. He gets it into the front court, down the right side. Now backs it up. 7:50 to play. Bobcats within 9. 51-42. Reynes up on top of Augusti. High dribble. Gets it over to Brooks. Back to Augusti. Looking right side. Comes left side for Rodriguez. Her three is an air ball. And shot clock violation anyway. So Michaela Dowdy checks in for the Saints. Carroll nursing a 51-42 lead with 7:32 to play. Harrington gets it into Brittany Johnson. Johnson up the near sideline, working against Brooks. And Brooks knocks it away, back to Johnson. Johnson still dribbles, gets it off to Harrington, drives left baseline, puts it up from 5, no good. Dean skies for the rebound, comes down with it, and we're going to get a foul on the Bobcats. That one's going to go on Iglesias. That'll be her second, third team foul in the quarter. And Carroll gets a new shot clock with 7:15 left, leading 51-42. Harrington will trigger the inbound to Dean, quickly up off the glass and in. That's the play that worked when the Saints had 1 on the shot clock, and it worked with 30 on the shot clock, and it's 53-42. 7:05 remaining. And some of the students starting to filter out and head back to class. As Augusti drives in the lane, floater's no good. Dean with the rebound, gets it up to Pasta. Pasta trying to get middle of the floor, gets a screen from Dean, some help there. Now passes off to Dean right side, hands it right back to Pasta. 6:40 remaining in Helena. Pasta back to Dean left side. Looks to Harrington, now she'll drive down the lane right side, put it up, and she'll head to the free throw line. Foul on Katie Reynes, senior from Jupiter. And Dean to the line. Hannah just 2 out of 4 from the free throw line. Does have 10 points, 4 rebounds today. Second one, or first one on the way. Line drive, good. Silver back in for the Bobcats. Dean will toe the line, has a second. Back iron, rolls it in. 55-42. 6:30 to play in the fourth. Reynes out on the right side. Dribbles, left-handed to the near side. Now she'll pass right side for Silver. Back on the wing, far side for Reynes. Quick pass to Brooks for 3. It's in and out. And Johnson had the rebound, but a foul underneath. And that one's going to go on Silver, and she just fouled out of the ball game. And Augusti will check back in quickly, trying to guzzle down some water after just coming out. Ebony Griffin also back in. And that's the 5th foul on Silver and the 5th team foul on St. Thomas here in the quarter. So Carroll led 19-6 at the end of the first quarter, 37-18 at the half. St. Thomas outscored the Saints 22-13 in the third to pull to within 10. And right now, the Saints outscoring St. Thomas 5-2 in the fourth as Brittany Johnson heads to the free throw line and hits the first. Britt 1 for 2 from the line this year. That was her first make. Misses the second. 56-42. Saints 6 of 10 from the free throw line. St. Thomas 23 out of 26, including 14 out of 15 in the third. 14 of the 22 in the third quarter from 15 feet away. Now Augusti. 5:50 remaining. Gets it near corner. Reynes. Reynes up on top. Augusti. Quick pass inside. Blocked or stolen away by Dowdy into the hands of Harrington. Harrington up ahead. Johnson. Stops. Layup is no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Carroll with 5:38 to play. Saints up 56-42. Harrington gets it into pass in front of the Saints bench. He'll dribble left-handed all the way up top of the key. Now leaves it off for Dowdy, right back to Pasta. Pasta looking right, comes this way for Dean. Inside Dowdy. Dowdy makes a move. Right hand hook is good. 58-42, 5:20 remaining. Dowdy with 8. She's 4 for 4 from the field. Reynes, a 3, no good. Rebound, Dean. 5th rebound for Hannah. And Dean will push it into the front court, get it to Dowdy. Got both bigs up on top right now, and Dowdy will drive. Reverse it out for Harrington from 17, no good, but Brittany Johnson with the offensive rebound with 4:50 to play. Now Dowdy gets it to Harrington, up on top. Harrington holds, now dribbles once, now holds, looking for any help, and a foul called underneath. And it looks like an arm bar in the back of Dowdy, supplied by Annalise Rodriguez. And we get a timeout on the floor. 4:40 to play at the PE Center. It's the Saints 58, the Bobcats 42 on the Bud Light scoreboard. Back in a minute. This is Carroll College basketball on 94.9 ESPN Radio.
Our veterans banded together and risked it all to give us peace and freedom. As we celebrate their brave and selfless sacrifices, let's think about thanking them every chance we get, not only on November 11th. And let's also admire and respect how well so many soldiers collaborated to reach their objectives. It supports our belief that we can all accomplish so much more when we put our personal desires on hold and work together for a common goal. Thank you, veterans. You're a shining example to us all. First Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ooh, Dad's screwdriver. Dad, I think I broke the heater.
Three Brothers, help! Three Brothers Plumbing and Heating can not only maintenance your existing furnace if something happens.
Sorry.
They can also upgrade you to a money-saving, high-efficiency York furnace. Don't wait until the cold hits to check your furnace. Contact Three Brothers today for a free estimate and install confidence with a York furnace at threebrothers.plumbing.com.
Professionals who care. Three Brothers is there.
4:40 remaining at the PE Center in Helena. Carroll College leading St. Thomas 58-42. St. Thomas out of Miami, Florida, informally is called STU, private nonprofit Catholic university, offering 35 undergraduate majors, 27 graduate majors, 5 doctoral programs, and 1 professional law program. Training home to Miami FC, South Florida's professional soccer team, also part of the NASL. Also hosts international sporting events and conferences. 4,674 students in Miami Gardens, Florida. The colors are burgundy and dark blue. As Pasta hits 2 free throws for Carroll, and it's 60-42. 4:40 remaining. Bobcats will be at UM Western tomorrow, taking on the Lady Bulldogs. Fell 74-63 last night at Tech as Bugarski fires a 3. No good. Ball loose on the floor, and it goes out of bounds off of Dowdy. And it'll stay with St. Thomas. Michaela Olsen and Danny Wagner back in for the Saints. St. Thomas, the university's history can be traced back to 1946 in Havana, Cuba, where it was founded as a name I can't pronounce, after St. Thomas of Villanova. Bugarski off to Reynes. Reynes will penetrate, stop. 12-footer is good over Dowdy. 60-44. 4:10 to play in Helena. St. Thomas, when it was known as Biscayne College, as Dean fouled, she'll shoot 2. It's also the home of the, we've mentioned it was a training camp home for the Miami Dolphins. It was also the former spring training home for the Baltimore Orioles. So there you go. Some notable alum from St. Thomas. Al Avila, the general manager of the Detroit Tigers. That's about it. They got a bunch of names on their list. Federal judge, Georgina Picos, out of Houston. Lots of business and CEOs. Miguel Diaz, a former ambassador of the U.S. (61-44) as Dean went 1 out of 2, and a 3-ball on the way from Samara Augusti, and it's 61-47. 3:35 to play. Dean skips through and throws a pass over past his head out of bounds. Another turnover on the Saints. David Gettleman, a former general manager of the Carolina Panthers, is an alum from St. Thomas. That's about it. 61-47 as we hit 3:20 to play. Augusti. Tell you what, I love watching Augusti play. Wish I could watch St. Thomas more. She's good. A air ball from Brooks into the hands of Taylor Salonen for Carroll. And Pasta will dribble it up against Bugarski. Now Salonen has it. We hit the 3-minute mark. Pasta, right side of the top of the key. Looking inside for Dowdy, who had good position. And then maybe a good no call as Dowdy had her arm being held by Griffin, who was holding on to Dowdy, who was holding on to Griffin. So it's a turnover on the Saints. 61-47, 2:54 to go. Lyman back in for Carroll. 14 sports in the Sun Conference for St. Thomas in the NAIA. Basketball, cross country, soccer, tennis, track and field for both men and women as Griffin misses, rebounded by Wagner. Golf and baseball on the men's side, volleyball, softball, cheerleading, dance, and beach volleyball for St. Thomas. Dowdy penetrate, kicks it out. Lyman, she'll drive, she'll fire from 10. Little short rebound tipped into the hands, way out to Reynes. Reynes drives, layup is good. 61-49. 2:10 to play. Lyman into the front court, and a timeout taken by Carroll. 2:06 to go, and we get our final media timeout. 2:06 remaining on the Bud Light scoreboard. It's the Saints 61, the Bobcats 49. A little bit closer than Carroll would have anticipated today after a great first quarter. We're back in a minute to wrap it up. The game, anyway. You're listening to Carroll College Basketball on ESPN Radio.
Smitty's Fireplace Shop has been bringing quality products and service to Helena for over 47 years. Smitty's invites you to browse through their expanded showroom. Look at the burning displays of wood pellet, gas, and wood stoves in both freestanding and fireplace insert models. This year may be the right time for you to consider an alternative heating source. At Smitty's, you're certain to find the one for your home. See them today for some great alternative ways to efficiently heat your home at Smitty's Fireplace Shop, 4373 North Montana.
Building or remodeling, get what you need at BMC's Design Center. Here's Earl Feist with another reason to choose BMC.
We also have specialized people, so everybody in the Design Center has an area that they work in. We have cabinet people, we have door and window people, we have trim people. So everybody is specialized, which makes a big difference for the product to come together, right? If you're thinking about remodeling in any way, come and see us. Come look around, look at our displays, look at the new trends, look at colors, whatever you'd like.
It's the all-new Design Center at BMC on Highway 12 East.
.206 to play. On the Bud Light scoreboard, Carroll College leading St. Thomas 61-49, and we just did get confirmation. Tomorrow's game will start at 6:45. Saints game driven by Placer Motors. One schedule at 7, one schedule at 6. Just ask Jarek Walcott, Sports Information Director, the award-winning Sports Information Director at Carroll College. And it is a 7 o'clock start tip time tomorrow, so we'll be on the air at 6:45. Lyman has the ball go through her hands, tracks it down near sideline. 8 on the shot clock. Lyman, as the Saints try to get open. 5 to shoot. Olsen will fire from 17. No good. Rebound tip. And Danny Wagner comes in with the offensive rebound. Carroll College, too many turnovers today. Too many fouls today. And that's something that Coach Sayers will address, I'm sure, at postgame in the Rutgers Furniture Coaching Lounge. As Wagner drives, kick out, far corner. Olsen, 3 ball is good. Olsen hit 3 against the College of Idaho. Hits her first today. And 64-49 with 70 seconds to play. Reynes. I don't think Reynes has come off the floor today for the Bobcats. And a turnover in the lane as Wagner comes away with it. Wagner's going to take it all the way and draw a foul, and she'll shoot 2. Strong take to the hole by the redshirt freshman from Havre. The foul on Auguste is her 3rd. And 58.6 remaining. That'll put Wagner at the line to shoot 2. Rims out the first. Reynes finally checks out. I think it's the first time that she's been out today. Reynes, a great player for the Bobcats. If you're listening in Miami, and I know a few of you are, you got some things to be excited about as Wagner misses them both. Rebound to Auguste. Up ahead quickly, Iglesias. Layup, got it to go. 64-51. Bobcats. Going to be fun to watch in the Sun Conference this year as Olsen gets across half court down to the right wing. Now up on top, Salonen. This new coaching staff and new roster turnover for the Bobcats should do some good things. As Olsen, a second 3 is good. Foley with her second triple. And it's 67-51 with 30 seconds to play. So Carroll's going to improve to 2-0 on the year. St. Thomas will drop to 0-2 on the Montana trip. And nice spin move in by Griffin, no good. And Downey with the rebound. 15 seconds to go. Lyman can get across half court and just dribble it out. Good pressure, though, by Brooks still. And then Brooks comes away with the steal at midcourt, and Brooks with the layup with 4 seconds to go. Another turnover on Carroll. Salonen takes the inbound. All she has to do is hold on to it, and there's your final whistle. 67-53, your final score today on the Bud Light scoreboard. Carroll in a battle in the second half. St. Thomas played well, but comes up short. And the Saints get the 14-point victory. Your final on the Bud Light scoreboard. Carroll 67, St. Francis 53. Back with the postgame show in a moment. This is Carroll College basketball on 94.9 ESPN Radio and ESPNMontana.com.
94.9 ESPN Radio, KIMO HD3 Townsend, K235BW Helena.
What sets BMC's Design Center apart? Here's Valerie, BMC's certified design specialist.
The knowledge and the skills that we have there to be helpful to the customers. I mean, that's my favorite part. With us at BMC, it's really much more helpful to have that background to help diminish mistakes so that you get a good product.
Building or remodeling. Get all the inspiration you need from BMC's Design Center on Highway 12 East.
The name implies tires. Seems obvious. Eagle Tire. Tires are a good start. Eagle Tire also can help you with 18 other automotive service and repair categories. Now, I'd lose you if I named all 18 right now. This time of the year, next to good traction from your tires, what about your brakes? Eventually, you've got to stop. For 40 years, Helena has trusted Eagle Tire. They're your one stop for brakes. So stop on in to Eagle Tire, across from Eagle Lube Express on North Montana by the tracks.
Whether it's exceptional gas mileage, room for the whole family, driving one of the safest cars on the road, or simply style that makes them look twice, Toyota's full line of passenger cars have you covered. And now most models are equipped with Toyota safety sets, a complete suite of safety features, all standard, at no additional cost, at incredible limited time savings, including